it's taken a bit of energy to create that. We're very thankful today that we do have a building to actually hold this in. We've been recipient of many blessings due to the fact there was a 26,000 square foot building right next door went up in flames last October. And it was just a few weeks after the 4th annual film festival. Today's a great opportunity. We're going to all get together here. We have carte blanche to talk to these gentlemen. This is a question and answer segment. And these filmmakers here put a lot of work and a lot of effort into their products. And we're going to be able to explore personally just exactly what they do and ask them some very pertinent questions.
I thought you were going to say personal.
Actually, we can ask personal questions too. If you come up with a real provocative one and put a few of them on a hot seat, that'll be really great. We are sharing microphones, so there'll be just a moment as we switch off and share. Why don't we give these guys a round of applause for sharing it today and making themselves accessible to us. And this is going to be an open question. I'll start off. Oh, excuse me. You know what? That'd be really important. Would you gentlemen please introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm Nick Molay. I produced the Rivers of the Rockies movie that we're showing tomorrow afternoon. It's a documentary about Rocky Mountain National Park's watershed and the wildlife and the biosystems with a little bit of humor.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Cohen, filmmaker. I wrote, produced, and directed Dead of the Heart. I'm very happy to say this is my 3rd time here at Estes, and it's thrilling. I'm very grateful for this building to be here as well.
I'm Ethan Nightchild. I was the writer, director, DP, editor of Ghost of the West Rag, which screened last night and is also partly a sneak preview for Ghost of the West, which is now in production. And my partner / producer is right over here, Todd Prescott, who has given up 9 years worth of vacations to shoot this movie.
My name is Patrick Ray. I'm a Kansas City filmmaker. This is actually my 5th year screening at this film festival. And tomorrow our film Get Off My Porch is screening, and it has evil Girl Scouts, so you have to see it. All right.
My name is Max Menser, and I wrote and directed F-Word Pizza. It's playing tomorrow at 1:30 in the Shorts Block. And from Omaha, there's my friend Brad there, and my father, Kurt.
Hey, my name is Jeremy Decker. I directed and produced When He Left, which will premiere at the 2:30 block this afternoon.
I'm Ty Jones. On switch.
Yell.
There you go. I'm Ty Jones, and I directed the feature Last Breath, which will be playing at 9 p.m. tonight. Aaron Law produced it up front here. Also played the dark figure. I also acted in it too. But it's a psychological thriller. It makes women cry. So if you watch the trailer, I know it seems scary, and it is scary. But I think it puts people through an emotional experience I don't think they've ever probably seen in a movie. So hopefully you can make it.
Outstanding. Thank you, gentlemen. To pose a question to anybody who wants to answer it, first off, can someone share one of the more challenging situations that you faced in one of the productions that you've actually have filming here or showing this season? Can you tell us a real fun story about how you actually overcame a real challenge in one of the productions that you
By definition, I guess you can call it a physical challenge. We decided that we needed to have the Grand Canyon in our movie, in the bottom of the Grand Canyon, so we had to carry our camera down there, get a few shots for a few seconds of the movie. It was a challenge. Well, it wasn't a challenge going down, it was a challenge coming up. It's also a challenge dealing with red tape for permission to film in lots of places. That was our biggest challenge.
For me, the challenge was part of the main character in the film was actually a high-performance automobile, which we were not able to acquire So on the second day of filming, there was a major rewrite, and I think it worked out really well. Actually, in the end result, it improved the storyline of the film, and so the challenge there was allowing sort of supernatural forces to craft the picture, which was sort of scary, but it worked.
Since our film was about ghost towns, the challenge was typically getting there. There were maybe 16 shots in Ghost of the West Rag, each about 10 seconds long. It could take us a day of traveling time and production to get that one shot. And it's typically not good roads. We had a few little near-death experiences a couple of times, but it's all good. We got the shot.
With Get Off My Porch, we have a girl who plays a Girl Scout in the film, and about a week before we shot, she was doing a stage play, I think it was A Christmas Story, and she blew out her kneecap, and it was on the side of her leg. So, didn't have time to recast, and basically she had a knee brace the entire time we shot, so we had to alter all the shots to make sure you never saw her leg. And then she had a scene where she was skipping, but there was a second girl that we cast as well, because there's two girls in it, so she had to double for her when we did the skipping shots, and then we just had to shoot just her legs skipping across the floor. And, we also shot the movie in like 15-degree weather, which every year I'm like, why am I shooting a movie during the winter? And I do it anyway. I'm not really sure why. And then one other challenge is, when you're shooting a film in somebody else's house for 4 days, and it was a very nice house, and, about day 2, day 3, they start to regret their decision of letting you invade their home. And it's very important to not damage their house in any way. And if you do damage their house in any way, make sure you have extra money in the budget to pay for the damages. Luckily, I did. So, and if if you're going to damage a room, make sure it's not one of those really specially painted rooms that takes $500 to fix a small little paint scratch. Anyway, that was it.
At the last second, it was the character in the film that I'm also in the film, but he was supposed to be driving a car, and we changed the last minute, and we changed it to a moped, which I've never driven a moped before. And so the challenge was not perishing in the flames of a terrible moped accident. And also our location, it seemed perfect. It was in the basement of my buddy John Campbell's house. And everyone was having respiratory problems the next week after. So hopefully, again, in the next 10 years, everybody's still doing good. So yeah, that was the challenge.
That's excellent, gentlemen. We hold it just 1 second here. We have one more participant, and we'd like to give the opportunity for this nice lady to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Catherine Corona. My film is The Great Mystery, and it's at 4:45 today. Feature documentary, and we should have a good Q&A because we have about 3 people that are in the movie coming, and our DP, our editor, our composer. So I hope you can come. And I see some people I met last night, so it's fun. So that's me.
Okay, for our movie, pretty much we filmed in Texas. It was like 110, like both days we shot, which is awesome. Everyone's like sweating the whole time when we had the outdoor shots and indoor shots because really had no air conditioner running. And then outside when we do night shots, bugs seem to be attracted to your lights and everything else. So that was added bonus. And Patrick had a nice house. We were looking for a really tore down, broken piece of junk kind of house, and so it's kind of fun. They keep going to all these locations, and so like, no, sorry, your house doesn't look dirty enough and old enough, and so people kind of got insulted by that. So it's kind of funny.
Well, they say that with your first feature, don't use animals or kids. And with mine, we did both. We had 500 rats in one scene, and then we had a 9-year-old actor. But the actor did really great. He's really pretty awesome in this film. the 500 Rats didn't do so great, but still it worked out all right. It was a challenge. Probably the biggest challenge on this film is I directed it and acted in it. And so wearing that hat's really tough. Aaron, who produced it, also acted in it. So we wore a lot of hats, but when you're dealing with a very limited budget, that's what you have to do. I think when I'd come back from LA and we were talking about making a feature film, and I was like, well, me and Aaron met at acting class, and I'm like, well, I can act, you can act. We just got to find one really awesome actress, and we really did great with her. Because we knew we would show up. You know, in the end, I think people who make movies, it's like, who can I get to show up to my movie? And who can do a really good job too. So, you know, making movies, there's challenges, there's compromises through the whole process, but it's just sticking with it, and all these guys have obviously stuck with it, and that's why they're here.